Today's devotional is from John 9:3. And Jesus answered, "It was not that this man or his parents sinned, but he was born blind in order that the workings of God should be made manifest." The glorious truth is that your Father's will is going to be done 100% of the time. His will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And if you just read this and you're only considering it from the flesh, you'll think that's cruel. But you have to remember, you are a spirit, first and foremost. Your spirit is who defines who you are. You have flesh, but you're a spirit, and God is dealing with the spirit. And hardships for the flesh work out for the good of the spirit. We can see that in Romans 5:3-5, where the Holy Spirit has Paul write, "Moreover, let us be full of joy now. Let us rejoice in our troubles and rejoice in our sufferings, and knowing that this pressure and the affliction are going to produce steadfast, patient endurance. And endurance is going to produce fortitude and character. And that character is going to give you the hope of eternal salvation. And that hope is never going to disappoint you, because God's love has been poured out in your hearts through the power of the Holy Spirit." And then if we look at the 2 Corinthians 12:10, Paul writes, he says, "So for the sake of Christ, I'm well pleased to take pleasure in infirmities, insults, hardship, perplexities, and distresses. For when I am weak in human strength, then am I truly strong in divine strength." Now hardships, they will strengthen you, and they will bring you faith and endurance that will allow you to know, I'm saved. And they'll also allow everybody around you to know that. And the fact of, okay, if God said that man is going to be born blind, you say, well, that's really cruel. Remember what Jesus tells us in Matthew 19:30, where he says that those who are last now will be first in eternity. You see that with Lazarus and the rich ruler. He was a beggar and his life was miserable, but yet when he died, he was in paradise. And the rich guy was actually in Hades, and the rich guy was suffering, and Lazarus, who had suffered on this earth, was prospering. And if you look at Matthew 5:4, the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus says that blessed are you if you mourn, because you're going to be comforted in eternity. So if you're going through a trial, if you're going through a perplexity or distress, or having a situation happen health-wise, financial-wise, whatever in your life, rejoice. You're not being punished. You're being used in the power and glory and might of our Father, and that is going to pay dividends beyond anything you could ever imagine. Jesus is Lord, and he is Lord in you.